Hello, welcome to Agent 836 channel. Hello there, my past, present, and future Pokefans. So today I'm going to open up with my first podcast. It's Friday, and I figured a podcast would be nice so that I can provide you guys with some valuable information on our current situation in the Pokemon community. We're going to discuss anything from crashes, current hottest ETB boxes or set. The reason why I'm gearing towards more modern product than vintage, any vintage news as well. Pretty much I'm here to make sure you guys are saving all your money and then getting the best bang for your bucks. We are going through a tough crisis right now in our economy. We are getting hit with inflation. We are in the crisis of maybe going to war, and stuff could happen. And I don't want you guys to be spending extra money on stuff that you don't need, or getting FOMO, which is fear of missing out, into buying products that are currently at the peaks right now. And what I mean by that, I want to make sure that you guys are spending all your hard-earned money towards something that's valuable for you. And if you have any inch of your body that wants to, hey, I want to buy this and flip it 3-4 years down the road, I want to make sure you're looking into the right product for that as well. So let's get started. So I'm going to start off by talking about why I am only promoting or even only using modern product in all my videos. And the reason why is because most of us are just not as fortunate as others. We don't have piles of cash laying around. Like in my previous video, most of the demographic of Pokemon fans, it has changed recently in the past few years with COVID. Most of the demographics are between the age of 20 to 35. And then we have more children that are also into Pokemon as well. The reason why I'm bringing this up here is because this age gap, this age group that are really into Pokemon, 20 to 35, most of us are still working. Most of us are in college. Most of us don't have full $5 to spend. We either get some kind of good cards and we trade. And don't even get me started with trading, guys. Like, I've been getting trade offers all month so far when I post up some of my products to sell. And they're at competitive prices too. Sometimes I'm even selling cheaper than what's being offered. And people are still either trying to lowball you because they don't have the money, or they're trying to trade one of the cards that they previously had. And maybe this is your preference, but for me, I only like collecting English cards because I don't understand Japanese. I haven't taken Japanese. I don't know it. And the English card here has more value. The reason why is because Japanese cards are printed really well, and they're just better at printing their cards than we are. So when the Japanese cards are sent to get graded, they come back with a higher grade. So now what does this mean, and how does this overall impact Pokemon grading? Well, since our cards are not printed as well, it's more rare to find a printed card that's printed perfectly to get a 10. So that means our card is just more rare and valuable because it's just more rare to find a really good printed card compared to Japanese cards, which are printed really well. So most of the cards are going to come, at over 10. Like, let's say 70% of the cards are almost a 10. Us, probably 50-50. That means our cards it's more harder to find a perfect card. So the value of the rarity goes up. So it's more valuable. So that's one of my advice. If you just like Japanese card, go for it. But if you're going to collect and do a long-term investment, maybe someday down the road you want to flip it, get an English card, guys. Don't get a Japanese card. Only thing I'm against it is because if you want to flip it down the road, it's just not going to be as valuable. For example, these came out recently. The Brilliant Stars Alternate Art Charizard. You can find all the Japanese one online for like 140, 130, 150. Heck, even the graded cards are going for like 300 bucks for Japan. But these English version, they're like 200 bucks for a raw card. Any graded card, especially a Charizard V alternate art card graded, I've seen them from 800 bucks to 1,000. Japan, you're looking at $399, $299, and there's just not a lot of people that are going to buy it. So that's why I recommend, if you guys are looking long term and is trying to purchase a current product right now, get English Mint. Don't get anything else. And the reason why I'm focusing on, another reason why I'm focusing on modern cards is because they're still pretty cheap. You can find a Fusion Strike booster, so this one right here, the pink one, you can find a booster set on eBay for $82. If you're lucky, you can find some for $70. I found a distributor that was just trying to get rid of inventory back in January. Sold me a case of 6 booster box for $400. Just think of it. It comes from wholesale pricing at $82 a box. 82 times 6. Or we'll make it easy. 80 times 6. That's $480. I got 6 of those in a case for $400. I got it for $80 under the wholesale pricing. I think it's a win. Anytime you get anything under that, it's a win. Anytime you can get any steal on any product less than wholesale pricing, that's a steal. Because that just means you bought at the bottom. And in life or investing wise, you want to buy at the bottom. Anything less than wholesale price, it's at the bottom. Right now, Chilling Rings and Fusion Strikes are roughly going for $80, like in my previous video. Only reason why it's so cheap is because those two sets are more geared towards tournament play, gameplay, and because of COVID, we don't have much interaction. We haven't had a chance to host any tournament. We are starting back up this year. There was one recently in Utah. We don't have any tournament for the past few years, so that's why the 2 sets has been going down. But since tournament is picking back up, I can see the set going up more. And on top of that, the Sword and Sail series is coming to an end. We're not going to get another Sword and Sail reprint or product after Radiance or Astral Radiance. The reason why I say that is because there is a new Pokemon game that's coming out during this summer or fall. And this game is focused on a new region, Scarlet and Violet. It's going to be in a brand new region, new starter Pokemon, new legendary, new everything. They're moving a different route from Sword and Shield. Hence, you can see why all the Sword and Shield booster pack, which is this one right here, all the booster box are going up in value. Because that is the base set for this series. And like in my other videos that I mentioned, you want to purchase a base set for that series. Because this series is going to be remembered by this base set right here. And it's also going to be remembered by a set that did really well. For example, Sun and Moon, the last series before this series. And just look at the cosmetic clips, the team up. And just look at those booster box. And team up booster box are going for roughly over $600 to $800 right now. And just look at the Hidden Fate Sun and Moon, up to 140, 150. Look at the Pokemon Sun and Moon Unify Mind booster, up to $300, and this is a booster box. I have a buyer who's going to trade me his Sun and Moon Unify Elite trainer box for my Ag3nt VMAX, and $50 this weekend or tomorrow. So I think that's a good deal, because with Sword and Shield being almost over, set's going to go up even more, and Ag3nt VMAX, I can always pick up another one. I can trade for other things. Like, I think I might even trade him one of my extra Charizard V right here, just straight up for his Sun and Moon Unify Mind Elite Trainer box. So that's why I was telling you guys, if this history is repeating itself, if we can see this happen to Sun and Moon, what makes you think it won't happen to Sword and Shield? Sword and Shield has some other amazing products, like Evolving Skies, Brilliant Stars. Fusion Strike wasn't too bad. Well, it hasn't been selling well, but it's going to come back up. Chilling Reign too. Chilling Reign is really underrated. Just look at the nice artwork for the Galarian version of the regular Pokemon. So, just besides a few of these here, Sword and Shield has a really great set too. I mean, there also was the Elite Trainer Box Champion's Path, the Sword and Shield Champion's Path Elite Trainer Box that came with the Black Charizard. There are a lot of good modern product right now that you guys can get into and purchase while it's cheap, and then just sit a year and it's going to double up. And that's why I'm only emphasizing on more modern product, because vintage product like my Beckett 9 Neogenis Typhlosion from the 2000 that I got here. I got this for like $200 on eBay after taxes and everything. I got it when vintage was getting hit hard back in, I believe, January. They were getting hit really hard. All the vintage car was going down. I tried to get a Charizard too, but it was so expensive still. And I saw a Typhlosion. I was like, hey, that's not too bad. That's still from the Johto series, and I always did like Typhlosion growing up too, so it's not a bad card to get. Not a bad card to invest in, especially 20 years ago. Right now, the vintage cards are going back up, and the Typhlosion card right now is already up at 320. So I spent 200. I'm already up 120. I want you guys to make smart investments, smart choices. Get into a product. Get into something that down the road, if you need to resell it, you have some sort of asset and value. I don't want you guys to just start buying everything, spend tons of money, don't pull the card you like, and then when you do try to sell it back, they're giving you like pretty much nothing. And before you know it, you're out thousands of dollars, because this is an expensive hobby. It's already an expensive hobby to start with. But we can keep our costs down by getting products that are worth value. And that's what we're here for. And that's why I'm purchasing only more modern cards, because I got into the game late. I didn't start collecting again until October of last year. I used to collect, but life, work, college, and then last year I feel like I had some free time. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go back to Pokemon. Did some research. Watch some YouTube videos like this one. find out what factors brings out values, what people like. Remember guys, our cars here are really valuable to us. It's only as valuable to others on their preference. What we think is valuable to us is not valuable to others. Just like the old saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure. What we think is valuable today may not be valuable tomorrow to that person. So what you want to do is make sure you research your product, make sure you research your card, your set, on something that the general norm or 90% of the consensus can stay or state that, hey, that is an awesome product, I will buy it. Or hey, given the chance, I'm going to get into that product. And some of those products we have today, we have here on this podcast. And most of the products I collect are for that reason. I'm collecting these because I know for a fact these are products that people will demand, they're underrated. I pretty much make sure I do my research, go over my variables. Yeah, people are going to bash on, Fusion Strikes and Chillin' Ring. I think they're underrated. I don't have my box now, but I have a booster box coming in that I got off eBay for $80, $82 after tax. It's underrated because of the value it has. Pokemon does rotation change. I'm not sure you guys noticed that or are aware. At the bottom of your card, there's a letter. This one here's the D. They change from different rotation set to another. When they change that rotation set, that means Pokemon are no longer allowing that certain grade or that certain category to be used for gameplay. Right now we're at D. We're going to change from that to E. And E is, for example, like my Tyranitar from the battle style. They're moving away from D to E. These guys are turning to collector's card. No more legal play for tournament roles and tournament play. You can no longer use those for tournaments anymore. I'm not sure when they're going to make that into effect, but it's coming up soon. The reason why I say that is because we already did mass produce just this year F. This is for Brilliant Stars only. Astral Radiance is going to be F. The new series is coming out is going to be F. And most likely towards the end of the year we might start issuing out G. The reason why Pokemon does that is so that every card or every series gets used in their competitive play, and they want to make sure everybody get to enjoy every series run or every set run. It wouldn't be fun if everything was just D like the shiny Charizard there. They have to make changes, new style, new abilities. Like for example, my Glaceon and VMAX here. Just look at that Crystal Veil, new style, new ability. Pokemon got to keep it interesting to attract more crowd, more fans. They're making more different style, different approaches. If you look at the D here, didn't really have any special ability. Well, that's because this is not a VMAX, but the VMAX does have it. But they're gearing towards more special ability types, other strategies. So that's why they're rotating out of the D. And once they do rotate out of the D, they're going to go to the E's. And some of the set that are from the E set that are really geared towards gameplay is Fusion Strike, Battle Style, Chillin' Ring. I wasn't a really big fan of Battle Style, but Fusion Strikes and Chillin' Ring, I really like them. They're underrated. They're cheap right now. They're at $80. The reason why I'm emphasizing so much on them is because they're cheap. $80, we can actually afford those. For most of us that can't afford it, we can get a Elite Trainer box for $30, $40. The reason why more people are getting Elite Trainer box and sealing them away is because it's affordability. That's why you don't really see people collect booster box. most people are collecting Elite Trainer box. It's cheaper. It still has the essence of that set. It just doesn't have 36 booster pack. It still has a good relevant of 10 booster pack. And like I said, it has the essence of that set. So although it may not have the 36 pack, it still has 10. And it still has a strong essence of that set. Like right now, if you can strike Elite Trainer box, the regular ones, like you can buy them on eBay for like $31, $32. That's affordable. Stuff like the chili rings, still really affordable. We have other sets that are more expensive than others because they didn't come as a booster box set. It came only as an Elite Trainer box, like the Champion's Path. We didn't have a booster box. We just had the Elite Trainer box for Champion's Path. So those are a little bit more expensive, up to like roughly $99 to 100 plus. And then on top of that, there's the Shiny Fate as well. Maybe I should have brought out my Shiny Fate Elite Trainer box, but the Shiny Fate Elite Trainer box are back. There was a reprint, and that's why I'm making this podcast here, to make sure you guys are aware. They're bringing back a lot of reprints just for this current condition that we're in. I'm not sure why they're doing it now. They could have saved it till probably April when there's actually nothing out. So with the reprint and Shiny Fate, I actually got it in a tray for trading my Rainbow Arceus V-Star. I traded that for a Shiny Fate. I was like, 30 bucks, 35, I could probably get the most from that. And I get a Shiny Fate that's going for like 50 bucks right now, I believe. Most GameStop and Target have those. So if you guys haven't got one, you should get one. Shiny Fate's a pretty good series, good Elite Trainer box. Definitely get one if you haven't gotten one. They're good for a long haul. Also, Darkness Ablaze has gone down. And those Elite Trainer box were going for like 70 bucks. They've gone down to 40. The Charizard VMAX gone down from like 100 plus to 45. I'm seeing some 40. I'm not a fan of Darkness Ablaze because their Charizard is pretty much just like the Champion's Path, but they were all released like fairly close to each other. So Shiny Fate, Darkness Ablaze, and Champion's Path have almost the same Charizard design. Well, it's the same Charizard design. One has from Champion's Path, it's Rainbow, I believe, and one from the Shiny Fate's Black. And from Darkness Ablaze, it has more red, more fire. It's the same design, just different style of artwork and paintwork. Just painted differently, colored differently, that's it. But it's the same Charizard, so. Of the three, I prefer the Champion's Path Charizard VMAX more. The Darkness Ablaze VMAX wasn't really all that. So that's why it's been going down a lot. That's a set that I want you guys to stay away from. It's not going to be worth as much in the future. The value of the Charizard has gone down to 45 bucks. Not a lot of people like the Charizard or wants the Charizard. I would stay away from that. If you just like the card yourself, just purchase the card. It's hard to pull. It's really hard to pull. The booster box is like 50 bucks. You can get a Charizard for 50 bucks. You're better off buying the Charizard. It's so much harder to pull that Charizard. If you're going to look into anything, get the Shiny Fate one. It's gone down. It was way more expensive before. It's probably like almost close to 100 bucks. It's come all the way down back to 50. I would get that instead. Hold it for a few years. It go back up to 100. Probably a year and a half. It go up to like 100, over 100. So that's why I'm focusing mainly on modern product, because we can pick up modern product for cheap and then flip it in a few years for 100% profit. The vintage card, we're picking it up for expensive. vintage set we're picking up for expensive. And when we try to flip it, it's already expensive. Not a lot of people are going to buy it because it's already so expensive to start with. And that's the only reason why I don't like picking up vintage product for my new fans or for new people that are getting back to the game, collecting Pokemon cards again. It's expensive. We can't afford it. Like a Unified Mind Elite Trainer box, $300. If I'm picking that up right now for $300, most I can make back is probably $330, and you know that's I'm gonna have to sit on that for a while. I don't make anything back. I'm gonna have to sit on that for a while, and my margin of profit's so slim. And if you post it on eBay, they take a purchase fee of it, so you get hit with like a fee. You post it on anywhere, you get hit with the fee. You have to like sell it just straight up, cash only. And you can't do that because you can't. If you do that, you can't sell to the whole market. And you know, nowadays with internet, we can sell stuff here in California, and people from New York can buy. I actually got a friend that just purchased one of my Evolving Sky booster. He offered $150. I was like, sure. You know, you pay an extra $10. I'll ship it to you. That man's cool. I'll pay everything. And I gave him a few extra boosters pack. I got a few sleeves I had laying around. Just gave him, I think it was like 5 or 6. I gave him an extra 6 sleeve. I was like, you know, you pay for shipping. I give you like 6 sleeve because I just didn't want to deal with the shipping. But with online and internet, it helps promote growth and sell. It's just that even then, if you buy a product that's expensive to start with and you're trying to flip it around, your margin of profit is just so small. You have to deal with fees, shipping, and everything that you don't make much back. So that's why I don't recommend buying vintage product if you're just trying to flip it or hold it for a few years. What you need to do here is do your research. Find good modern product that are not too expensive. Like right now, even for Evolving Skies, I'm going to keep the rest of my Evolving Skies. I got them for like $110. Even if they're making a reprint, I don't see them going below $110. If they do, heck, I'm going to pick up more because it's a good set. When you're investing in the stock market, you don't go and buy crappy stocks. You go buy good blue chip stocks. Evolving Sky is a blue chip for this series. Even though the pull rate's hard and difficult, there's product in there that are really valuable. It has valuable products. And the fact that the pull rates are hard, it makes those products even more valuable. That's why the Umbreon VMAX is so expensive nowadays. It's more expensive than a booster box. Why? Because of the rarity it is. It's so hard to pull it, and it's really rare. There's less version of it. Less version of it means less supply. Less supply means if there's a high demand, it's expensive. That's why the card is so expensive. The only way the card can go down if they start making like a ton of reprint. But even if they make a ton of reprint because of how big the set is and how difficult it is to pull it, it's still not going to do any damage to the card's value. So for the folks that are saying, oh, Pokemon's going to crash, they're making a reprint, they can go and I'm not going to see on camera, but yeah, they can go and do something else because they're just trying to scare, promote any fear to their environment, to community. Just imagine the guy that's always, you know, trying to promote stuff like, oh, hey, you know, the stock market's going to crash. Have we ever crashed, guys? As bad as COVID was, we didn't crash. We created buying opportunity. People got rich off of it. As bad as this war with this supposed crisis of Ukraine has gotten us, blessed those people in Ukraine, as bad as this was, we didn't crash. Anything, we bounced back, and then like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we're stronger than ever. And the only thing the U.S. market or economy can crash is alien invaded, took over, and became #1. Or China just like, screw you guys, we're not going to produce anything for you guys, we're going to be our own boss. Give us thumbs up, the middle finger, you know. and cause all of our company to go and start actually paying people that live here their efficient wages to working, which will cause them to lose money and profit because of the cheap labor is gone. That's one of the only other reasons I can see happening that can cause our economy to crash. And when that crashes, that can also promote or create the crash of Pokemon market, because if we ain't got money, we're not buying card. We're not buying card. Our suppliers are going to have dozens and dozens or thousands of product laying around. Our local game shops not selling, they're going to close down. So the only way we can have this going, the only way our Pokemon economy or market can crash, we will have to crash from the whole market entirety. This is a small market. This is a small little piece of our whole economy, our whole market. This is a limited piece to our economy. The reason why they're creating all this fear is because, oh, you know, if interest rate goes up, inflation rate goes up, we don't have money. Game store doesn't have enough money or enough loans, or can't get a loan to buy more product. But you know what that means? If not enough product is going out there or being produced, that just means that we have less product out there. The rarity of the card goes up. The rarity of the card goes up. It's just the more valuable it is. I mean, there's not going to be a lot of buyers, but with a smaller supply, a supply and demand chart, with a lower supply of it, the value is going to go up, even if the demand is not as high. It is when we have a ton of supply that makes sure our value goes down. So that's why how all this ties up to grabbing modern stuff is because we still have a lot of supplies out there, a lot of print stuff, a lot of booster set laying around. So the value is cheap. But with a new series coming out, like the Scarlet and Violet stuff that's coming out, like I was telling you guys, new series coming out. With that new series coming out soon in this fall, I believe. With that new series coming out, we can't afford to keep relying on the fact that they're going to make more reprint of Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield is going to go away. And like I said, I think Astro Radiance is the last set. I heard from some of my friends that work with distributors that they are limiting a print run of Brilliant Stars already. Brilliant Stars not going to get any more print run. I was going to go buy me another box of Brilliant Stars. And I can understand why they're not making any more print run of Brilliant Stars, because for all the sets, the most they ever do is 3 print run. And for Brilliant Stars, there was a pre-release print run, and then the print run like right after pre-release, like a few weeks later, and now they're suggesting another 3rd print run. It has only been a month since it was released, you know. It's been 1 month exactly today since Brilliant Stars was released, and we're on to the 3rd print run already. If that is the case, literally, if that is the case, by the time all this is over, it will be around middle of April. And then Astro Radiance comes out in May. And all of the Brilliant Star product will either be gone or no longer printed by June. The reason why I'm able to pinpoint and figure out this timeline is just look at Evolving Skies. There was pre-release. It was released on November 25th. There's a lot of pre-release product. And then there was a 2nd print run in December, and a 3rd print run during the end of December to January. That's when I bought it. And when that 3rd print run came out, Evolving Sky dropped down to 105, 110. I got one for 100. Just look at Brilliant Stars right now. It's dropping down to like 110, 115. I'm waiting to go down to 100 to pick up like 6 of those. Fusion Strikes came out right after Evolving Skies, just like how Brilliant Stars came out right after Fusion Strikes. Fusion Strike has gone all the way down to $80 during the time Brilliant Star came out. So that's why I picked the one, just because the only variable that caused Fusion Strike to go down is the fact that it is geared towards gameplay, and with no tournament around, we can't even use the cards, the strategy, so that's why it's so cheap. But as soon as tournaments are picking up again and they're removing the rotation from the D letters grade to E letters, which is from, let me see if I'm correct, it should be E. Here, let me pull my Ag3nt VMAX. So yeah, this is from Fusion Strikes, and it's an E. So I'm almost certain they're gonna pull out all the D's and they're gonna start using E's. And E's is gonna be Battle Style, Fusion Strikes, Evolving Skies, Chilling Rain. That's good stuff. So stuff like Fusion Strikes and Chilling Rings are gonna go back up in prices. And if you get it for $80, like I said, that's wholesale. Just imagine a few months from now, Fusion Strike and Chilling Rain going for 150 to 200. If you were to pick it up now for $80 for less than 80 or less than wholesale, you just made 100% of your investment. So now you can sell that, go buy another product. Now you have some extra money to buy other product, buy other things. You know, maybe you can finally pick up one of those vintage cards. And that's because you made extra money off selling a modern product. And I know flipping these doesn't make you a collector, but how I see it is, when you're trying to collect stuff, it's expensive. You gotta find a way to make your hustle, to get some extra income, to afford it, right? We can't all afford stuff just by sitting around saving. It doesn't work that way. There's a new trend, new set that comes out every other 3 months. And then the series goes away after every year or two. Most series last like a 2-year span. If anything, I'm gonna keep this Fusion Strikes booster box here. The series is coming to an end. I can see this going up in value in a few years. If it hits anything like Unifying Mind for $300, you know, if I got this for 80, selling it for 300, I made more than at least 20% of what I started with. I can use that $300 in like a year or two to buy other products. You know, maybe there's a better card, or you know, I can buy a single card then, or I can buy more product then. Why not do it that way? Why stress out about, you know, buying expensive product if you can make some profit and save it and buy, and then you can use that on buying the product you want. Or if anything, you can just keep your product for a collection because, you know, there's no more prints of it. And Fusion Strike does have nice cards too. It has the Espeon VMAX alternate art, the Mew alternate art, Gengar alternate art. It's not like it has bad, you know, bad cards. It's not Battle Style. Battle Style, I'm sorry guys, we're gonna bash in Battle Style because it just doesn't have a lot of nice alternate arts. Besides the Tyranitar here, I just don't see myself getting that set. Chilling Ring, I can. It's nice. The Galarian version of Pokemon is really nice. So that's the reason behind why I buy modern products. Modern products, they're cheaper because they're more modern and current. And then all you have to do is just wait a few years and you make your returns on your investment already. If you start out by buying vintage product, you're going to have to put more money into it. And then you have to hope for vintage buyer too, or buyers that have that kind of money laying around. Like, most of us can almost agree that the most we would spend on Pokemon is probably $400-$500. maybe if it's a really rare card and it's a PSA 10, Becca 10, a 10 graded card, and maybe 1,000. The reason why I bring that up is because just look at all the people lowballing. Most of us are gonna be like, oh no, you're wrong, Agent 836, you're not right. You say that, but you know, when you see cards that are posted for like $200-300, the first thing you do is like, will you take 150? Will you take 200? First thing out of your mind, out of your mouth is, you know, will you take 60%, 70% of the car's value, or what the person's posting it for? So I don't appreciate how some people are doing that. They know how difficult it is. They're out there just like, I had a guy who was trying to trade me a few cards for a Typhlosion, my Typhlosion Neogenis that's grade 9. I'm only selling it for $300. Most people are selling it for like $350, $400 online on eBay. I'm like, I'll take $300 for best offer because I got it for $200 only. So I was like, you know, all else fail, I can still get at least $270 back. I still make some money back. And then this guy was like, you know, your card is trash. I'll show you mine. And he was trying to trade me an ungraded raw Japanese Champions Pass Charizard V. I was like, bro, I have a PSA 9 graded here for like almost $200, and I wouldn't even be able to trade for a Typhlosion from anyone. Like, get out of here, get the F out of here. I'm like, come on, you must be some good stuff, because there's no way anyone on this planet is gonna accept a Japanese Charizard V from Champions Path raw straight up for a graded Beckett 9 Typhlosion. The value of the card is $200, and it's a vintage card from 2000. Yeah, the guy got upset and he just blocked me, and I was just like, okay, whatever. So that's the reason why I was telling you guys, it's better to get modern stuff, because when you buy vintage stuff, people are just going to lowball you, and you spend a lot of money for it already. And then the fact that if you need money, if your budget tight, let's say you spend $1,000 on a vintage Charizard, you know, before buying it, you were cool because, you know, you were in a good financial standing. Let's say something came up and you had to sell the car because it's $1,000. You're like, I got to try to get at least $1,000 back because I need 1,000. You put it out there, you're probably gonna get like $700, $800, $900 back. Versus with these modern cards, you can buy the one that's cheaper, buy the set when it's cheaper, and then you're gonna make pretty much north of what you put in. Like on my cards here, my Leafeon SGC 9.5. SGC is a pretty good company. It's just not well known right now. It started in the 1998. It's fairly new. It's not as old as PSA or Beckett, but it's the same professional grading. It's just like they are. It's just not as well known, and it's a little bit younger. I got it for $150. The raw card itself is going for like $125, $130. I paid an extra $20 to get a 9.5 graded card. And I know this company is going to go up in value in a few years as they get more well known, as our Pokemon fan expand. Like I said, our demographic is between 20 and 35. Most of us don't have that much money, but some of us are having some extra side cash that we can spend, and we're going to start using our resource and start investigating on a good grading company and realize that, hey, you know, PSA is $100, I can send it SGC for, you know, $30 at most, get my car back in a few days. For $30 I spend, my value goes up anyway. And I know this company is going to go up in a few years because it's going to get more popular and more well known. We have a great YouTuber like Lionheart supporting it, backing them up too. And I'm pretty sure you guys watch a lot of his videos. When a company is backed by credible people, You investigate, you research, you do your due diligence, you know? Stocks that are just like, for example, Amazon. A few years ago, they were pretty inexpensive. More like 10 years ago, but a good company that we can look at. Roku. Square. They were inexpensive a few years ago only. This is like 2017. They're like $20 dollar or $20, $30 company. They're up to over 100. Became well known. Became backed up by good, credible sources. That's why I liked SGC. I was like, I could have got a PSA, I could have got a CGC, but they're still for way more expensive. And I could pay $20 for a raw. I might as well pay $20 for a raw, because that $20 that I put into the card, it's gonna come back and pay me a good bonus in a few years. And it's not like I'm gonna sell the car right away. I'm gonna keep it. The series is gonna go out of reprint after Astral Radiance. Evolving Sky is one of the best set in the series. They're not gonna make any more reprint of Evolving Skies. I think the next reprint that they're doing is just the regular Umbreon V10s and Espeon V10s, and that's because they have the Espeon, I believe, Espeon, Sylveon, and Umbreon V from Evolving Skies. That may be the closest thing we have to a reprint of Evolving Skies, by reprinting those cards and making them the promo card on the 10, and probably including a few Evolving Sky pack. Besides that, they're not going to do much to it. It's not like they're including all Evolving Sky booster pack in there. Probably going to include a 1 or 2, and then Fusion Strikes, Chill and Rain, maybe Darkness and Blaze, one of the combination. So the moral of the story so far for all of these cards here, or modern cards, is to make sure you do your research, try to get a good bargain on the price, try to go into a good set, and then just hold on to it. Because every 2 years, the series, the end of the series, if the set is a good print run, or it has good production, or it has a good set, then that series, it's going to go up. Right now, I would definitely not advise you guys to get into Sword and Shield base set. It's too expensive. It's at $230 right now on TCG. If you got it a while back, like I mentioned, $450, heck, you're up right now. I think Sword and Shield, I'm going to keep it for me for a while. That's my only base set I have. I'm going to keep that for a while. It can probably go up to $300 end of the year. If it does, I can definitely flip it for 100%. Evolving Skies, if you guys haven't gotten into it, I will wait till the 10 comes out. If those 10 has any value or any value to hit on Evolving Skies, that's when I'll buy it. Because if V10 comes out and they have some sort of value to it, or it adds to the supply run of Evolving Skies that can lower the value of it, then that's when I pick up more Evolving Skies. And what I mean by that is because if V10s comes out and they're all like, oh, we're only packaging these 10s with Evolving Sky Booster, what that's going to do is cause a chain effect, or a domino effect. It's going to cause the price of Evolving Skies to go down. But it's not going to go down all the way back to 110, 120. Right now they're roughly around 150, 160. Probably up to like 170. The most I can see these going back down to is 130. And the reason why I say that is because with these reprint and print run, it's usually with 10s and Elite Trainer Box. They're not going to start reprinting booster box because it's just too expensive. And there's 36 pack per booster box. If you print 10 booster box, you're out of 3,600 booster pack. And that's only from 100. Every business has a business model. they're gonna rather reprint Elite Trainer box because you can put 10 packs in there, and with 10 packs instead of 36, you can sell 3 times as much product, and at a cheaper price, your product will actually sell more than stay on the shelf. Just imagine they start reprinting booster box Evolving Skies. $130. How many of you guys gonna buy one for $130? I can almost guarantee 80% of the viewers are not gonna go out there and start buying Evolving Skies booster boxes because they make a reprint for 180. I mean for 130. But I could guarantee you if they start making reprint for boosters, Elite Trainer box, if they start making a reprint for Elite Trainer box for Evolving Skies for $29.99, $39.99, almost guarantee you guys will be out there grabbing as much as you can because that's a price you can afford. So business people have really good business model. They're not going to start printing expensive booster box because they're like, hey, not a lot of people out here can afford it. If they can't afford it, why make such a huge print of it? Because it's just going to sit on the shelf and it's going to lose value. Screw it. We're better off doing the Elite Trainer box. It's cheaper. Just look at the recent print of Vivid Voltage. They didn't start printing out Elite Trainer box. I mean, not Elite Trainer. They didn't start printing out booster box for Vivid Voltage. They printed out more Elite Trainer box. Those Vivid Voltage trainer box went from $70 to roughly $40 right now because there's so many Elite Trainer boxes. If you guys haven't gotten one, definitely a good chance to buy one. I'm gonna see if I can pick up one this weekend or a Elite Trainer box Vivid Voltage. It's the only time you can get a chance to pull a Pikachu VMAX Rainbow Rare. And Pikachu is a poster child, like I mentioned. So if you guys haven't got one, definitely pick up one Elite Trainer box from there. I could see those going up to like $200 as soon as the series is over. Like I said, any product right now that you see is cheap from the Sword and Shield era, pick up. The series is almost over. We're going to start a new series. These products are going to be more expensive. Some of the best set from this series is Evolving Skies. You can argue Vivid Voltage and Brilliant Stars. Let's see if Astral Radiance is any good. If it's good, if better, heck, it's going to be Evolving Skies, Astral Radiance, Brilliant Stars, and Vivid Voltage. The only reason why I don't like Vivid Voltage as much is because it just has just the Pikachu. Excuse me, guys. And with just the Pikachu there, it doesn't have a high supporting role because you just get one Pikachu. When it comes down to it, people would rather prefer a Charizard. As nice as Pikachu is, Charizard is still the main preferred card. And then I say it's Eevee, and then Pikachu. Those are the three. That's how I rate those three. It's Charizard, Eevee's, and Eevee's Evolution, and then Pikachu. Pikachu is the main symbol because it's the main character on the show, but Charizard was the more that everyone likes and prefer. And then Eevee, it has all of its evolution that everyone had a chance to use growing up as a kid, playing the game and watching the show. Eevee has so much to offer, so that's why I listed it at number 2. So definitely pick up a Vivid Voltage Elite Trainer box if you haven't got one. I can see those going up too. In a few years, you can definitely go up to at least $100, 120, 150. And the main point here is you're profiting 100% of what you put in. A lot of us don't have thousands of dollars laying around. We have hundreds of dollars laying around. We have 40, 50 bucks to $100 laying around. We don't have $1,000 laying around. So we can go and start picking up vintage product. But what we can do is look at opportunity like this. Vivid Voltage, Shiny Fate, $40, $50. Pick up a few, just put it in your closet for a year, resell it for $100, $200. You make $100 of what you put in. Or if you like collecting wise, you can just collect it. You still make more than what you put in already. And if you do decide to sell down the road, since you got it so cheap, you're making money back guarantee regardless. And then besides those Elite Trainer box, Celebration came out during this series run. What Celebration is a collection of Pokemon culture over an X amount of years. And this year was the 25th celebration or 25th anniversary of Pokemon since they created the series. Really recommend picking up an Elite Trainer box if you haven't. Or if you can pick up a Charizard Celebration Collection box or a Pikachu V Union. These Charizard Celebration boxes, if you guys have followed me in my past video, I was able to give you more on Best Buy for $19.99. That was just in January. In February, before they officially announced the deadline or no longer making any more print run back in February. You can still find the Celebration Pikachu V Union box laying around here and there for $30. If you can get one of those, I would definitely recommend you getting one. I much prefer you can find the Charizard one because it's just the more preferred card and more preferred Pokemon. However, both set does offer a Celebration booster pack, so you can still get a chance to pull a base Charizard. And again, why I like Celebration so much is because it comes with a chance to pull a base set Charizard. Only different is it has a Celebration 25 logo on it. It is bringing back the base set as a reprint. We have not got a base set reprint since Pokemon Evolution XY. This is the first time in a while that we got a reprint. So that's why I recommend that you guys, if you guys can, pick up the Charizard version. Don't pick up anything else but the Charizard. It's hard to find it now, and I've already seen it myself. These guys are selling on any third-party market for $30 to like $50 to $100 already. So you bought it for 20, flip it for 40. That's 100%. The Elite Trainer box, I've seen some for like $60 now. It's always been $60. I've never seen one below $50 ever, except for if you're able to pick it up at Target or Walmart if you waited or they had it there at the time. Here in California, never had a chance to get one for $50. I got this for like 60. I never found one for less than that. Only time I was able to get anything cheap was the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box version. I got 4 for $250. After tax, it was like $270 and shipping. Those are also going to go up as well. Anything with Celebration, it's going to go up. Just go to eBay when you get a chance and Google Pokemon Generation. That was the 20th anniversary. That was 5 years ago. And those are up to almost $1,000 a box. So if you can imagine buying this for like $60 and in 4 years, $1,000. That's 10 times more than what you put in. So that's why I like investing in this small, modernized product, because as we go through time changes, time passes, these products become more valuable. The vintage card, however, they're going to stay roughly around where they're at. Like my Typhlosion, it's going to run between 200 to probably 400 to 500. it's not as volatile. It's not going to go up more, it's not going to go up less, or it's not going to go down any less. It's going to be around that range. But things like the Charizard Alternate RV here, I can see this guy go for like $1,000 raw. It's a good card. It's a good product. It's not bad. And it has, you know, Charizard bursting Venusaur. How many cards can you, or how many card out there do you see something like that for? Nothing. You don't see that all the time. Pokemon's taking this turn. They're going to go towards alternate arts. No longer will these Rainbow Charizard be worth the same value. Hell, and right now they're not even much valuable as the alternate art. Alternate art is going for $200. This is going for like 180. I've seen people selling these for like 160, 170 online, just to get rid of it, because maybe they pulled it in their packs. They're just trying to make some money back. So that's honestly why I am gearing towards modern cards, so that I can help you guys get good stuff while it's cheap. Hold on to it for a while. You can sell them when it's more expensive, higher, make some money back. Or hey, if you get a chance, you know, like I did, let's go to pull 2 of these here. Maybe I'll buy another one. And if another print run comes out, if it goes down cheaper, I can, you know, buy another one for my own self for keepsake, and then sell the other 2 later. You know, and that's what you should be thinking when you're a collector. To stay collecting, you have to have money. So why not get into good product when it's cheap? Buy a few of it, keep one for yourself for collecting, sell the other, make some money, buy more to collect later down the road. That's how you collect. You should have that mindset when you're collecting. Because if you're just going to spend money outright, buying all your product, when you start having kids, you know, your life take a difficult turn, you're not as financially stable, you're not going to be able to continue the hobby. I hope you guys enjoy my podcast so far. Here to make sure that you guys can save as much money you can, find the best deal, look into good products, some research, get the best bang for your bucks, so you know you can continue this flow of money, so you can continue collecting. That's the whole point here, so you can continue collecting. You know, I don't want you guys to be like, oh, you know, something came up, I got to sell my collection, blah 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 blah. I want you to be like, hey, you know, even this came up, I have enough of it when it was cheap to sell off the access stuff. I can still keep these cards for my collection, but I can sell these others for profit, just in case I needed it for something else. So you should always have that mindset when collecting. To have stuff on the side. To have stuff for yourself. You can sell stuff to make money and still have stuff on the side. Don't just focus all your money on buying booster box after booster box, trying to pull one card and be like, oh, you know, I can't pull it. But I wasted like thousands of dollars. And then you try to sell it to bulk places and they give you like barely anything. All you should do is research. If you can't pull the card, wait for the 3rd reprint, wait for the 2nd reprint when the card is cheaper, buy the card. And you know, wait until the booster set where the trainer boxes are cheap. Buy a few, or one to open yourself if you like, or one to collect yourself, and then sell the other for a quick flip for money, so that you can spend that extra money that you made on collecting newer cards. So that's what I'm all about here, guys. So please, like I said, subscribe, leave a like below. We're going to continue making more of these video podcasts. Take care and have a nice day.